Hi friends, I've offered to make a video for some people in a group that I'm in to teach them how to basically power up. How do you go from being a little bit psychic to a lot psychic? I want to talk you through some simple techniques just to build your energy levels up first. Many of you that have watched me before know that I often teach you to put your hands together like this, okay? The act of doing this is that you have energy portals in the palms of your hands, okay? When I do any kind of healing work, or people that do Reiki, that's where the energy is projected from. But you can project it out from hand to hand. You don't have to think about anything when you're doing this, okay? You just have to move your hands and start to feel a magnetic pull. See, I get the magnetic pull instantly, but that's because I've been doing this for 30 odd years. It's a really strong magnetic pull, but at first you might find it's very weak, and the more you play with it, pull apart until you feel like a magnetic pull, you get to a point where the pull stops pulling and you can go back. So for beginners, this is probably just a couple of inches that you're going to move your hands back and forward, and you're going to keep rolling that light ball up and pulling. What this is doing is basically you're building up your chi in your body, but you're playing with it, you're feeling it, you're getting used to it, you're learning what it is by doing this. You're feeling that magnetic pull, you're realizing that you can create a ball of energy just with playing like this with your hands. When my kids were younger, the older two, and they were 3 years apart, so sometimes it was a little bit challenging when they were getting to night time and they were getting feisty, fighting a little bit, arguing. I would just make some lovely love balls and throw it in the room, and it calmed them right down, because your intention is everything. So if you do this for a few weeks, 5 minutes a day, more if you can, and build up this chi energy and become aware of it and feel it and know it exists, what this does is this builds a foundation in your subconscious. That energy is all around you and in you, and you can project it and you can receive it. Once you really get to think that I am made of energy, I can suck it down from space or from the grand central sun or our sun, or not from other people, that's a no-no, but you can pull it into you and fill up with more chi. And the more chi you have, the healthier your spirit body is. When we eat certain foods or smoke cigarettes, especially drinking alcohol, you really lower your frequency, because the body's been damaged. Alcohol's a poison, arsenic in the cigarettes is a poison. These things are intoxicating our body, and your chi is used to fix the damage. So you're never very energetically full. If you try and cut these things out, then your chi will build up stronger. Makes sense, right? It's not being used to repair, it's just building up to be used. Now, why it's so important to have full chi. When you're telepathic, if you're wanting to build up your skills of telepathy, what's happening when someone's thinking about you is their energy, it's instantaneous, will ping from your head to their head, or from their head to your head. The more psychic you are, the stronger you will sense that ping, depending on what mood you're in as well. Okay, so if you're really flustered, really busy, you're at a job where you're constantly, mind is working overtime, you've like a busy restaurant, and those are times you probably won't sense it too much because you're focused on something in the material world. The times you will feel it strongest is when you're hoovering or doing the dishes, or you're just sitting and the washing machine's on, because it seems to put your mind into some kind of frequency where you're receptive, where you're not thinking too much because of the overload of stimulus. You're not wanting to talk because of the noise. But especially when I'm hoovering is when it comes through most, because you're not really thinking when you're hoovering. Try hoovering for those that are young. It might help your psychic powers. But you get thoughts through, you might get downloads through. This is a good time to practice. I think when you're doing this, you want to have a teammate to help you. You want to get them engaging in psychic games with you. Now, one thing that I taught my children to do, we used to play the psychic game. Start off simple. You want to think of numbers between 1 and 5 to begin with. One of you is thinking of the number. The other one has to write down what they hear. What number comes to you? This is hard when you try and think about it. If you're thinking, what number would they be thinking? You're never going to get it right unless you know them really well, and that's just guessing its chance. But if you just allow your mind to go blank and ask your brain, draw the number they're thinking. Your higher self will draw that number for you. You write it down. If you get it wrong at first, that's okay. Your muscle, where your pineal gland is like a muscle. Right? And it's not been used before or very much. So it's going to ache and it's going to hurt and it's going to need to be exercised and toned. So it will take a little while to tone it up. You wouldn't expect to run a 100-metre sprint if you never got taught to run, okay? So it does, so don't be impatient with this. The other one is colours. Out your 5 basic colours. So your 3 primary, and maybe stick in there green and orange, because they're easy to imagine. So you're obviously your red, blue, yellow, green and orange, right? You decide first what colours you're going to do, and then one will think and one will receive. And you keep playing this game until you're getting more hits than not. People distracting you will throw you off, but you will learn yourself. When you get it right, you'll learn what state of mind was I in there. Sometimes it's the first one that hits you. It's 5. Yeah, it was. Okay. So the quicker I do it, the quicker the impulse hits before I start to question it. That's what I say. Because me and the kids would always be saying, I was going to say that. But then this came to me. So you'll learn that gut instinct, it kind of hits you in the stomach. Just a knowing. That's the one you go with. But you'll learn your own rhythms. You can do this with animal. We used to do it with going really, the kids would test me and think of an animal that a name of a bird I've never even heard of, and I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing, and it's always good fun to do. It's good fun to do with your kids as well, to teach them how to be psychic. That's just like honing your psychic skills. But this helps with remote viewing and with lucid dreaming, because you're learning to work with the psychic muscle. Let's call it that, right? So another way that I think it really helps me to build up my energy, and I wouldn't do this before bed because you might never sleep. I make that mistake. I used to be okay, but now the energy is so strong that I can't sleep usually. But pick a time during the day where you just want to lie down on your bed. You just want to think about your breathing. That's what I'm breathing doing right now. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. Then, alongside the breathing in and breathing out, you want to move the energy. I'm moving my energy up. I'm moving my energy down. You'll start to feel this. You'll feel the movement of the energy. Ideally, where you want your little ball of consciousness to be sitting is right in your stomach. So if you're being aware of your energy, and one thing I always say is light up. And I will see where my body that little ball of consciousness is sitting. And if it's sitting down too low near my base chakra, I'm either too grounded, which I'm possibly going to slip into my base chakra realities, which is fear, anxiety, like fight or flight. I'm going to be reactive more than normal. If it's too high in the heart, I might be too squishy, I might be really emotional. I can't be empathic because I'm feeling everybody and it's tearing me apart. If it's in the head, then your head always lies to you. It's programmed by society, never tells the truth. You're going to be too logical. So you want to bring it down to your tummy. When you move on to do astral travel, if something happens in your house and you get pulled back quick, you will feel a spinning in your stomach like a fishing rod being pulled back in. That's just pulling you back to your body again. So where was I? You want to breathe the energy in, breathe the energy out. You want to move it up and down your body. You want to say light up again. See where you are. Let the visualizations come to your mind. Where is my energy sitting? Is it mostly here, mostly there? I want to move it to my stomach, which is the brain, where you connect to your higher self, because I want to be in total connection with my higher self, receiving all the downloads and just intuitively knowing what's going on and what I need to do in my life. That's kind of the basics. If you can master that, then you will notice that you'll start to maybe start tingling. Your fingers may tingle. When you go to bed, your feet might vibrate. Then it'll move up. I don't want to give you too much just now because you might raise your kundalini, and that's a whole huge experience where you'll start breaking through traumas and you'll have to do some shadow work, and it is hard. So for just the purpose of building up your energy, once you are doing that with your own energy, you can then connect to I call the blue star in the centre of the galaxy, which to me is source. You can connect through your crown. Imagine a blue light coming from the blue star into your head, and you can suck up more energy, and you can play with energy again, build up that new energy. You'll only take as much as you can handle. So don't worry about overdosing on energy. But if you do have too much and you're not using it, you will get energetic legs. You know, your legs start kicking and stuff, right? The only way to get rid of that, until you really master visualization, is to go and stand on a cold floor and ground yourself, because that's annoying. Or heal a plant. Imagine your hands around a plant and give that plant some energy, and that should sort your energetic legs out. But that's just too much chi. Too much life force. You're not using it. You're not giving it out. You're just taking it. So, I hope that helps. Comments, please, if you want me to be clearer, if you want additional help with this, and I will make another video for the next level. If you want to move on to lucid dreaming and remote viewing, you have to get the basics first though. You have to really, really learn to master that energy and have a really strong pull, so then you can use that energy. You know you've got it, and you know you can send it, and you know you can receive it, and your antenna is totally strong. Okay? Hope that helps you all. Bye-bye.